When you're giving feedback, I want you to open by using 1 or 2 sentences to describe the observable behaviors. That's what we just spent time practicing a few minutes ago. That's the pre-work you have to do. What are the observable behaviors you want to address? 1 to 2 sentences. Then you're going to give 1 to 2 sentences about the impact of those behaviors. Here's what's happening. And then you're going to ask an open-ended question to invite them into the discussion. And that's what feedback conversations need to be. They need to be a conversation. They need to be a discussion. We want them to be a dialogue, not a monologue. If you sit across from a person and give them a speech about what's not working and here's what I need you to change and do you got it? Great, thanks. The chances of change actually happening are much lower than if you actually have an exchange. When you have that exchange, in a perfect world, the person owns it and says, okay, yeah, you're right, I get what you're saying. And you may ask a coaching question or two and say, so what are you going to do differently? What's your plan? And we hope that they would identify some of the new behaviors you're looking for. And sometimes that happens, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get resistance. Sometimes they disagree. Sometimes they shut down. And so you may have to describe the behaviors you need going forward. And so that's the second part of the conversation that you have to prepare. That's the wrap-up, where you describe the behavior required, or you acknowledge what they said they're going to do. Then you add that wise feedback statement, and then you ask them an accountability question, like, can I count on you to make these changes? That's the shape of the conversation. Let's see what this looks like in real time. And I wanted to pick a scenario that I think a lot of leaders can relate to. The negative person at the team meeting. Have you ever had a negative team member? Right? Have you ever worked with a negaholic? Addicted to the negativity. Well, what's our first problem? Negative. Objective or subjective? It's subjective. So tell me, what are the behaviors that this person might be using at a team meeting that you would describe as negative? Mumble. Resistant. That feels like an adjective. Focusing on problems instead of solutions.
Rolling their eyes.
There's one. Rolling their eyes. Huffing. I love that you acted it out. That was great. Huffing, rolling your eyes, interrupting, criticizing other people's ideas is a waste of time, saying that'll never work. This is the work we have to do ahead of time. So let me walk you through what this would sound like if I was sitting down with a person who was doing those things at the team meeting. I want to keep this tight. 1 or 2 sentences for each step. Follow along on the screen. Jessica, I noticed at the meeting this morning that you rolled your eyes a few times during the discussion and interrupted some of the idea generating, saying that those ideas wouldn't work. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but that seemed to shut down our whole discussion. And I know some people left frustrated. Help me understand, what was driving those reactions at the meeting? How long did that take? 30 seconds. Tight. We got to the heart of the problem, why it's a problem, let's talk. And then hopefully Jessica and I can get through this. And maybe Jessica says, because they were stupid ideas. And then you can have the coaching conversation to say, yeah, I understand you might feel that way, but why might saying that be a problem in a team environment? And you start to sort through what they know, think, and feel, and you can challenge them a little bit. What's a way that you could show up differently that maybe wouldn't do harm to how people are participating? And you start to try to source for that. And again, in a perfect world, Jessica says, yeah, you're right. I probably need to tell my face about some things, and maybe I should just let other people speak first before I chime in. And at that point, I'm moving right into the next 3 steps to wrap up the conversation. I might say, great, I completely agree. But in this case, I think I wrote this where the person didn't really give me anything, so I might say something like this. All right, going forward, Jessica, here's what we need to have happen. I need you to let others speak without interruption at the meetings. And if you want to bring up past efforts, I need you to choose your words more carefully and be more aware of your facial expressions, and your reactions will help too. And you know, I'm sharing this with you because these meetings are important, as is how we participate in them. And you know what? You are the veteran on the team. You carry more influence with this group than I think you even realize, as someone with your level of experience should. Can I count on you to do these things at future meetings? Helpful? This is a roadmap, right? If you can do the pre-work to map this out before a feedback conversation, they will be easier both for you and for them.